Hey, I was thinking. So I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts with you. If you've been following me, then you know that I have a few books. My favorite book that I've written is The Beautiful Journey, and that's because it chronicles my cancer experience. So it reminds me of God's grace, His mercy, and His love for me. It shows me how far I've come since being diagnosed with cancer. So I read that periodically just because I need that reminder. And it's just, to me, one of my best words. Now, I can read it, I can find mistakes, I can find things that I would say differently. But I knew that there were mistakes in that book because I did it on purpose, because I could not release that book looking for perfection. If I was looking for it to be perfect, it would have never gone out there to the world. So I purposely left mistakes in there so that I would be okay knowing that it's not a perfect book, because nothing is perfect. So today I had a meeting and it got canceled or rescheduled. So I said, you know what? Instead of just wasting that time, let me read my other book. I recently published a business book called The Heart of Radical Caring. So this is the book. I was reading it, and as I read it, I was just mortified. Mortified, because again, I know that no book is perfect, but this one had mistakes in it that I thought I corrected. And so it dawned on me that I uploaded the wrong manuscript. Mm-hmm. Yep. So it has the ones with mistakes. Yep. My first thought was like, oh, shoot. Like, how many copies of this book did I sell? And is my other book, which is similar to this, but it's orange and it's more geared to the healthcare industry, is that one wrong? And so I just was having this moment, and I had to come to this realization that there's nothing I can do about it now. There are people who bought this book that I know. Once I correct it, I can send it to them, and to the others, if it was you, let me know, and I can send you an updated version as well. But I was thinking to myself, like, oh my goodness. Now, I don't really care what people think about me in general, but professionally, I do care. When something represents me, then I need it to be at least decent. I try to do everything with excellence. And so this book does not reflect that right now, but it will once I change this, and it'll be corrected by tomorrow. But I was thinking about this because I am actually doing a presentation. One of my most requested workshops is called The Pursuit of Excellence. I've been doing it since 2017. I remember someone asked for that workshop and I hadn't developed it yet. And I said, when do you need it? And they're like, tomorrow morning. And so I literally put it together one evening, and it has been it's been, yeah, the funnest workshop that I have, and one that's been the most impactful, surprisingly. And so I do build upon it, and I change things every time I do it, because of growth, and because I know that there's ways to go deeper and being more parsimonious with the words that I use and the time that I take. But I know that excellence is a journey. It's a journey that we all should strive to do, but it's subjective. Excellence is measured differently by different people. And so I would just say, if you can do better and be better every day, you're striving towards excellence. And that is what I'm doing. I I am not really feeling as good about this book right now, honestly. I really was sitting here in my mind, like, how did I make that mistake? And I don't know how I made that mistake, but I do realize that excellence does not come without errors. And in my case, multiple errors, but it's going to be fine. But I was just sitting here like, oh my goodness. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who have made a mistake, especially when it's something that you're putting out there, whether it's to your manager, to your family, your friends, or whomever. that is not up to par, not a reflection of who you want to be. And so I would say to you, give yourself grace if you do, because that's what I have to give to myself, because there's nothing I can do about it at this point, except try to make things right. And so, of course, I'm going to fix all the mistakes, upload the right one. But for the ones who purchased it, I have to figure out how to find them and then get them updated copies of my book. I hope that they didn't read it. You know, sometimes people buy it just to buy it, and I hope it's just sitting somewhere. But nonetheless, I know for my own sake that I need to get this corrected. So I was just thinking about that. I don't know why I felt the need to come share with you my flaw, but I know we all have flaws. And even though, you know, I may seem like I have it all together all the time, it's not, evidently. I don't know why, but I'm going to blame that mistake on chemo. It's a great excuse. I mean, I've been using it for 12 years and it can still work. Yeah, so chemo did that. Chemo had me with the wrong book up on the site for people to buy. But anyway, I just thought I'd share. And I really, one of the reasons I did want to share is because besides giving yourself grace, but to remind you to strive for excellence. You know, just with each day, make sure that you're doing better and that you're being more. You know, just gradually. It doesn't have to be big changes, right? Big incremental changes of being better. Just be better than you were yesterday. All right, take care. Bye-bye.